Okay, so let's see. Lisa asks, do we have enough teachers, an adequate number of substitute teachers, EAs, and other staff? I would just start with no. I mean, straight out of the gate, because we have so many teachers that have chosen not to return or taken a leave of absence this year with COVID. That's just my first reaction. Renee, what do you think about that?
Well, it's kind of a shot in the dark to say yes or no, but part of my 5-part plan, one part of it is to conduct a confidential employee survey, which I think is really important to figure out their working environment and what we can do to prevent 30% turnovers of teachers and what we can do to prevent loss of staff within this district. Because when you lose staff in any area, you end up, it costs you a lot more. The other thing that I really want to be able to get done, this is the real super nerd stuff of me and my corporate background, but I think that it's important that we conduct a staffing audit and an organizational chart review and look at job descriptions and look at making sure, I've heard rumors about things within the way they conduct day-to-day business, and I want to make sure that our staff, the people that we hire, we know what they're doing, we know where they're at, we can demonstrate the outcome for the work that they do and make it a great place for them to be employed.
Yeah. Thank you, Renee. Eric, do you have anything?
Can you repeat the question one more time? You guys dropped out for just a second there.
Yeah, the question is, do we have enough teachers, an adequate number of substitute teachers, EAs, and other staff? And we already covered the custodial staff, right? So we've
already covered, we know where we're coming from that standpoint. The answer I would give is depends. Right now, based on what we know, a third of the staff, when they last did the survey, indicated that they wouldn't feel comfortable coming back if that involved coming back full time. If that plays out even to just 15%, half of that number, we don't have the ability to replace those numbers easily. There's a statewide shortage of teachers. We have a lot of teachers that are opting to retire versus even having to deal with the technology. And so it will be a challenge when we go back to the classrooms unless there is a vaccine that that's going to protect them. You have to remember, folks, is that a lot of our teachers, particularly at the middle and high school level, are in the COVID risk categories. So these are going to be our older workers. In many cases, they have underlying health issues. They may be taking care of their parents and stuff at home. And so they have to weigh that deal. Do I take the risk and go to work, or do I take early retirement? So the answer is depends on safety. It depends on the availability of a vaccine.
Yeah, I mean, I think just from an EA perspective, we could definitely use more EAs across the board. That's just my personal opinion. I have spent a lot of time volunteering in the classroom because in elementary school, because they only got an EA for maybe an hour a day, right? But the kids are there for a lot longer than that. So I was a very frequent visitor over to RSI where my kids went to school to spend time in the classroom and help the teacher as just a volunteer, which is great when we get parent volunteers, but that can't be the expectation, right? That's just not the world that we live in.